Taylor. Hattie, check it out. Looking good.
Hey, don't I know it? It's the way I grew up. Only way I know how to survive in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Hey, this time you stand guard. Taylor, you make this off.
Yes, sir, Sergeant. But what if I hurt him? You know he ain't much. Hey, don't you worry about me. Ha! 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 Ha!
Cut the crap! Cut the crap! Let's go! Marcus, cut! Move! Move! Ha! 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 Hold! Switch! Come on, go! Move! Move! Quicker! Ha! 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 That's it! Ha! That's it! Hey, how about that? All right, save the best for last. Good job, hero. This is the last of your makeup training. Get your gear together and fall in. You just earned your weekend pass. Move out! Ah!
Man, just 2 weeks to home leave. How you guys getting home?
Bus? I'm flying.
Me? I'm driving.
Driving? You don't even have a car.
Not yet, but I will.
Man, you gonna get that car?
Yeah, sure, it's bad.
Yeah.
Wait till you see it. I found this Camaro. Super paint, and it's got a really great sound system. AM, FM, cassette stereo, 6 speakers, a real muscle car. 427, 365. Mag wheels.
What'd you do, knock off a bank? Come on, what are you coming out with 15K?
No, it ain't like that at all. Listen, I go into this used car lot, and there's this guy asking me what I'm looking for. And I say, just some wheels.
Now for you, I got the car for you, the right car for you, and it's right here. Man, when you drive off the lot in this baby here, you had a girl crawling all over you. Let's crank that stereo system up right there. It'll blast your brains out.
Oh man, she's a beaut. Just what I was looking for. You talk about women. Man, I can see it now. All I can handle. And more.
No doubt about it.
So I'm all hot and set to buy right then. Especially when he tells me I can afford it easy. And I won't have trouble getting a loan because I'm in the Army for 3 years. All I have to do is lay down a few bucks for down payment and pay the rest in installments.
At ease! How's your work? Any of you men seen Harris?
I think it would PX, Sergeant. Sergeant Galloway, you wanna cheese crackers?
Thanks, Taylor.
Sergeant Galloway, you're gonna die laughing when you hear this, but Moneybags here is gonna buy an old Camaro to go home and impress the women in.
Yeah, when Taylor goes home, he's gonna get some respect.
But things always don't work out the way you figure. Sure, you're gonna be a big deal for a while, but after you're home for a day or two, though, things are gonna be right back to where you were before you left. Depending on your families, that can be downright frustrating. It can make you think that you're not getting the respect that you deserve.
Okay, Dad, I'll be back sometime, all right?
Hey, when's that?
I don't know, about 2 or 3, all right?
It's too late. You know how your mother worries.
Look, Dad, I'm a big boy now. I can stay out till after dark, okay?
Look, I told you, you'd be home early. Got it?
Yeah, you win. I'll be back early.
Early.
Yeah, I'll be home early.
Pretty soon, you're driving like Rambo.
Yo, Dave, check it out. Hey. Yo, come on, what's this? Oh, look what we have here. Protector of the free world, my old friend Tony. Hi, Jake. Hi, Jake. Just hi, Jake. No, that's Jake, sir. Back off, all right? Tough guy, you obviously know that. He don't know what he's messing with. Leaving so soon? I'm just looking for somebody.
Hey, you looking for Janice? Hey, she's snuggled up in her bed at home, just waiting for me to call.
Right.
Nothing.
He's this guy. Yeah, see you later, soldier boy.
If you've had trouble with somebody before, it won't go away just because you're in the Army. Being a soldier doesn't automatically get you respect. It'll take some other changes in the new way you relate to people.
like it always does. You might think beer or booze is what it takes to feel better about yourself, but drinking too much and then immediately driving can get you in much worse trouble than you ever thought about. When the amount of alcohol in your blood is high enough to impair your own driving ability, it shows up in your reflexes and reaction times, your ability to see to the side, and your ability to judge speeds, distances, stopping times, and so on, long before you feel you are drunk.
Oh, look out. Come on, give me a break.
With or without booze, excessive speed you may not be able to survive if you crash, can also get you into serious trouble. In the frame of mind and emotion you're likely to be in, mad at the world because you're frustrated and taking it out on everybody on the road. All these things can get you arrested, injured, or killed. Your family's broken up and the Army's out a potentially good soldier.
You know, they do make me mad. Even when I was working in the factory part-time, making pretty good money, they kept giving me the business, ragging on me all the time. Oh, what do you want, short stuff of metal, just because you're alive? Man, everybody has to take that common piece sometime.
Families are different. People are different. Everybody has their own attitudes and concerns. And these aren't going to change all that much in the time you've been away. And how you handle it is your own business, Taylor. But what I want you all to be aware of is that your first home leave can be stressful. If being there gets you feeling bent out of shape, and that can affect how you behave behind the wheel, just watch it. You're responsible for what you do, right?
Yes, sir.
If you drink, do it responsibly. You've all learned how long it takes alcohol to clear out of your system in our substance abuse class. Just wait it out and then drive. Or get somebody sober to drive for you. That's all. You're beginning to find out that what the Army needs is soldiers who not only know how to fight, but are also moral and ethical people who can take responsibility for their own actions. When you took your oath, you men became part of an Army team. A team that's got to behave in certain ways if it's going to win wars. And that's what we're here for. This is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you're here on post or back at home. If you're going to protect yourself, your family, your community, and your country, you have to live up to the Army ethic we talked about. Remember that? You're training yourself to become a professional soldier. You may have to turn yourself into a different kind of guy from what you were. Change some of your attitudes and the ways you behave with your family and friends or strangers and behind the wheel of a car or on a bike. That's what's going to earn you the respect you're looking for. Not worrying because you can't pound some bully to a pulp. So you got your eye on a car. Have you bought it yet?
No, not yet, Drill Sergeant.
Well, maybe it's not too late then.
What do you mean, not too late?
Not too late to think it over a little bit more before you commit to a deal. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Carter?
No problem, sure.
Well, what are you thinking of buying? And how much did the salesman say the car would cost?
Hey, Drill Sergeant, it's this great Camaro. Super paint, gem, and stereo rig. It's only $2,500, and the guy said it'd take about $500 down, and I could swing it easy on my pay.
Okay, soldier. Come on over here. Let's talk about it. Okay. You got to get $500 up right away. That's what the credit union will want. 20% or so. And you've got this loan for what? 2 years? Yeah. Let's say 2 to get the payments down to where you can handle them. Say around $100 a month. Then you've got your license and your taxes. Now let's talk about insurance. You got any ideas how much that's going to be?
Well, the guy didn't mention it, so I don't really know.
Sure he didn't mention it. Because if he did, he would have lost the sale.
How do you figure, Drill Sergeant?
Look at it from the insurance company's point of view. Here's an old clunker that's had nobody knows how many backyard modifications. So nobody knows if the car is even safe to drive. It's a high visibility car that's likely to get stolen. All this makes it the highest rated class in the country.
Holy cow. You make it sound really bad.
Let's see now, you're what?
19.
19. Okay, so your age is against you. Check this with an insurance agent, but this is how I figure. You're going to have a loan, so the credit union is going to want comprehensive coverage in case you damage or wreck the car. And in this state, you're going to have personal liability coverage. So I figure your age, you're going to have to pay $1,800 to $2,000.
Hey, I spread that over 2 years. That ain't so bad.
That's each year, Carter.
Each year? Man, it's murder. How am I going to do that?
Good question. Buy the car for $2,500, pay $2,000 for insurance. That's almost the price of the car each year of the loan. And yet this is what you're up against, and why I thought we ought to talk about it.
Bummer, Drill Sergeant.
And that's not all. Now let's say you get this old clunker. It's probably pushing oil, and how about the tires? Did you check those?
No, all I saw were those mag wheels.
Well, you might have to put new rubber all the way around right away. And if you're going to be driving that thing the way I hear you're talking, you're probably going to have to replace them pretty often. Say around $200 to $300 a pop right away. You've got to make sure that your car is in proper working order so you can drive it on the post. All this is on top of what you're going to be paying for loan and insurance.
I'll cut it out, Drill Sergeant. You're busting my butt with all this.
Hey, Carter, it's not me. This is the real world, not some movie or TV show. Maybe you can hack it, maybe you can't. All I want to do is get you thinking about the right questions to ask so you can get the right answers before you sign on the dotted line. You're a soldier, but you also have to be an educated consumer because you go out and buy things in the civilian marketplace. That's something we all have to do.
Okay, Moneybags, now go get your dream machine.
Oh, lay off. I just figured that the guy said I ought to be able to do it, so I was going to go ahead with it.
Well, anybody who's trying to sell you something is only going to show you the bright side. It's up to you to dig out the negatives like you should do here. And there's a couple of other things you should think about.
What? Some more negatives?
Just the facts of life in the Army. You really ought to wait until you find out where you're going to be sent for your first duty station. Germany, Korea. You can't even take a car there anyway. Fort Drum. Deep snow up there in the winter. Maybe you ought to figure out a four-wheel drive.
Drill Sergeant, I never even thought of that.
Well, I hate to break anybody's bubble, but this is probably the first time in your life you've been in a position to buy a car. I hate to see you get yourself in trouble. Everything considered, soldiers in your situation really don't need a car. Not yet. And when you find out where you're going to be sent, and you get settled down a bit, then you can buy a car. It doesn't have to be a muscle car with a huge stereo that's going to cost you an arm and a leg. What you're after is basic transportation, the lowest cost you can get so you can keep your expenses down to where you can handle them.
Well, Drill Sergeant, you know what I was thinking? All those women.
Hey, Carter, don't get me wrong. I'm not against romance. That's your business. But anything that makes you a lousy soldier is my business. And money troubles can do that to you. And here's something else I want you men to be thinking about. And that's your future in the Army. You buy yourself a car, you get yourself smashed up because you weren't wearing a seatbelt, or you're driving so fast that you couldn't survive an accident if it did happen. Where does that leave you? You're not only no good to the Army, but you're no good to yourself. What are you going to do? Trade all the good times you can have for the rest of your life for crutches or something worse? Just because you decide you've got to tank it up for a few hours when you get home? Kill a passenger in a car and face a manslaughter rap? Wind up doing time at Fort Leavenworth and getting a bad conduct discharge and a criminal record that's going to mess up the rest of your life? Think it over, man. Well, thanks for the crackers, Taylor. Here, Carter, you want to look at these? You men are doing fine. You're going to make it.
So, there's the Camaro with the great stereo. You're going to drive it home in, huh, Carter?
Yeah, what are you going to do? I got to thinking about it after Drill Sergeant Galloway came up with all those problems if I got my own wheels. So I decided to wait until I get something of my own I can really afford. You get your reservations?
No, stand by. I got to wait it out. Burns my butt. I want to get home so bad.
What, you got a girl waiting back there or what?
Yeah, sure.
You never said.
Been holding out on us. Oh, man, it's not like that. Just, well, we might get engaged.
Whoa,
At least I'll do better than Tony here.
What do you mean by that?
I'd rather have a girl waiting for me than some big guy like Jake. That's why you've been working out extra hard in the gym, so you don't mess with that pretty face.
Hey, don't hassle me.
I know who I am. I don't have to trash some dude to get respect. Just like Drill Sergeant Galloway said, you get respect when everybody sees what kind of guy you are when you're a pro in the Army. That's good enough for me.
All right, we're out of here.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go, guys. Come on. Come on. I get it.
There you go.
Come on.
1, 2. Load them up. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's ride. I'm ready to get out.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least.
Yes. Got it.
Taxi away, fellas.
All right. Wait a minute.
What?
Who's gonna pay?
Yeah!